it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Friday, December 29th. So today we have the moon in Leo all day, really pushing us to get heart-centered, really pushing us to get in alignment with our emotions, and really pushing us to be a little bit more expressive with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our ideas as we go ahead and we move forward in this new identity, in this new chapter. Now, Venus is going to be moving into Sagittarius energy here today, which means that she's closing out the final degrees in Scorpio energy. Anytime we have a planet kind of nearing those final degrees, there is a little bit of an intensity that takes place because we have to kind of wrap up the lessons that that particular transit was meant to teach us. We are going to feel some really intense emotions activating, triggering our heart space. We have new truth. We have a new value within ourselves. We see where it is that we have to make some changes to our relationship dynamics. And then boom, we move into the Sag energy and we are in a new light, in a new truth, in a new adventure, in a new quest. We are pushing the boundaries of what once was to explore what could be if we just freed ourselves up a little bit to see the greater, grander picture on what would actually truly make us happy, not only within ourselves, but within our relationship dynamics as well. I'm going to recommend that you go ahead, you take a listen to the astro forecast that I did put out for Venus moving into Sagittarius energy. If you have downloaded your Capricorn season e-guide, I'm going to recommend that you flip to this particular astro event. Really capture what is going on for you, what is weighing very heavily on your heart space, where there is a new truth, a new perspective emerging on how it is that you can make some changes, especially within yourself, but even more than that, mirroring back to you the changes that need to take place in your personal relationship dynamics. This is also the last day that Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings, will be retrograde in Taurus energy. We have Jupiter going direct here on the 30th, setting us up for some very positive, very optimistic, some big ideas, some big opportunities for us to actually pursue as we move into 2024. So there's definitely a lot going on as per usual. And we are being kind of prepped and prepared to close the door on 2023, really plucking out the silver linings, really understanding the karmic life lessons that we needed to learn to prepare us for this present moment where we are anxiously awaiting a forward movement, a new path, new quest, new adventure, new karmic chapter that, of course, we just initiated under the solstice energy. So there are 10 different aspects taking place here today. 7 of them are going to involve the moon. Before we get into any moon aspects, we have Venus and Pluto popping off with each other, and this is definitely going to be intense. As I previously mentioned, we are at the final degrees of Scorpio energy where Venus is concerned. And of course, we're at the very late degrees in Capricorn energy where Pluto is set up. Now, we have Venus and Pluto creating a sextile, so this is a positive interaction, and this is going to help us kind of break down the rigidity in our thoughts, in our actions, in our heart space. We need to break down the barriers that we have set up. We have to kind of demolish the walls that we've created around our heart space. This is going to put us in a brand new perspective, a brand new realization when it comes to our particular needs for love, for safety, for security, for comfort, for pleasure, for joy. Now, of course, Venus ruling over love and relationships and equally financial situations as well. We're taking a very strategic look and approach to how it is that we're thinking, how it is that we're feeling about ourselves, about the people in our lives, about our current financial situation, and what it is that we want to start working towards. Because this is at the final degrees, there is a huge intensity. There is a huge focus on us really taking a good look at how our heart space has changed, how our values have changed, how our priorities have changed. And we need to take a good look on where it is that we could make some improvements, do things a little bit differently, creating a more happier, safer, more stable way to live in our day-to-day life. So we're definitely going to take a deep dive into our emotions, into our psyche, get real and raw and vulnerable with ourselves, and really identify what it is that we're letting go, what we're leaving behind in 2023, and what it is that we want to build towards in 2024. So the moon in Leo energy going to make a tough interaction with Saturn and then get into the boxing ring and fight it out with Jupiter. So this particular interaction is definitely putting us under the microscope, so to speak, to see what it is that our heart wants us to pursue. But of course, in order for us to kind of jump into a new chapter, we have to decide what it is that we have outgrown, what it is that we're no longer in alignment with. The Saturn energy, again, being the Lord of Karma, ruling over roles, responsibilities, systems, structures, willpower, and discipline, we have a changing belief system. Saturn is in this Pisces energy, challenging our beliefs, challenging our faith. We understand now that we're holding on to situations, circumstances, aspects, and elements of the old world that the old identity had created. Therefore, in order to actually clean the slate and give ourselves an opportunity to start something new, we have to get in the boxing ring and really fight it out, not only with Saturn, but in this case, Mr. Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings. Right now, we are kind of, I'm going to say, confused on what those opportunities are. We're confused on the path, on the direction that we need to take in order to get to the point in which we want to be at. This is about understanding where it is that we have to start building new routines, new systems, new structures, new ways of really supporting and encouraging ourselves to go after new aspects. And again, when it comes down to figuring out where it is that we want to go, we have to figure out what is actually blocking us from taking that particular path and direction on. Mars is going to be making a positive interaction with Uranus, the Great Awakener, who of course is retrograde in Taurus energy. We have Mars in Sagittarius energy, and this is a positive interaction, which means that we are building in our inspiration, in our motivation. We are feeling a shift in our mood and our attitude. We understand the new things that we have to implement, the new routines that we have to create, the new ways of actually maintaining our physical energy so that we're not wasting time and energy just kind of taking action and making moves on things that aren't going to help the greater, grander picture. This could bring in a lot of restlessness, a lot of anxiety, a lot of ants in our pants, but in the most favorable of ways. We actually are semi-excited to jump into new chapters, to get the party started, so to speak. But of course, we have to be in alignment in our inner realm before we can engage the physical body to take action, to make the moves that Mars is so anxiously awaiting to make. The moon in Leo is going to make a tough interaction with the sun, then with Mercury, then with Neptune. So we are bringing forth a new level of awareness on where it is that maybe we're still kind of engaging in some aspects, in some relationship dynamics, in a routine that we have outgrown, that we're not feeling in alignment with. Again, the moon interacting with Mercury, who happens to be retrograde in the Sagittarius energy, is going to give us a good reflection back, especially to the end of November, on a lot of the things that have happened that we haven't been in alignment with, that isn't making our heart happy, that isn't providing us the opportunity to be truly expressive with who it is that we are, what it is that we want, need, and desire. The interaction with Neptune and the Pisces energy is definitely going to overwhelm us because we are very confused. We don't have the details that we want to have. We don't know how to get things started. We don't even know how to close the door on some of the aspects that we know that we have outgrown. 3:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is when Venus is going to shift into Sagittarius energy. Again, I'm going to recommend that you take a listen to the astro forecast, that you listen to your December zodiac forecast so that you understand where this is taking place in your life. But you can bet that this is going to be a weight being lifted, if you would. It is a different mood, different attitude, different perspective. We are definitely more optimistic, more positive than we could possibly be in this Sag energy. So we are really seeing the greater, grander picture, the greater, grander vision on what it is that we want to be living that would make our heart happy, that would provide us with the stability that we're looking for, that would reassure us that we are in alignment, living authentically with our higher selves. The moon is then going to interact with Mars in a little bit of a tough way, which is going to kind of squash the inspiration, the motivation for just a second. Instead, we may actually feel agitated and frustrated, not knowing where to take action, not knowing what the next move is, not knowing how to pace ourselves and really stabilize in the life force energy, the creative force energy that we need in order to bring new things to life. We're not going to sit in that for very long though, because the moon in Leo is going to make a positive interaction with the sun, who of course is in Capricorn energy. This is going to bring forth a new awareness on where it is that our heart is asking us to pursue new projects, new goals, new ideas, a new adventure, a new quest. And the sun being in Capricorn energy, showing us where it is that we have to step back and really observe the path of least resistance, where it is that we have to come up with a path, a plan, a strategy, be methodical and calculated in our actions on how it is that we're going to get from where it is that we're at to where it is that we desire to be.